the wait is finally over. Gwyneth Paltrow took the stand in her trial in Park City, Utah. If you haven't been following along, a retired optometrist named Terry Sanderson is suing Gwyneth for a ski accident he claims was her fault. He says it left him with 4 broken ribs and a brain injury. In her testimony, Gwyneth denied it was her fault. Take a look.
I was skiing and 2 skis came between my skis, forcing my legs apart, and then there was a body pressing against me, and there was a very strange grunting noise. So my brain was trying to make sense of what was happening. I thought, is this a practical joke? Is someone like doing something perverted? This is really, really strange. My mind was going very, very quickly, and I was trying to ascertain what was happening.
Do you feel some empathy for Mr. Sanderson and his declining brain?
You know, I really do. I feel very sorry for him. It seems like he's had a very difficult life, but I did not cause the accident, so I cannot be at fault for anything that subsequently happened to him.
So that is very different than what Terry had said happened. So take a look at his testimony from today.
You know, I got hit in my back so hard, and I'm right at my shoulder blades. I had no control. And I remember this thinking, okay, you really got to hang on. And then I thought about the crowd on the left, and I thought, I don't know who's wanted over there, and I do not want to get them mixed up in here. I absolutely lurched with what little I could off of my skis a little bit more to the right to make sure nobody over here got involved on my left side.
So, big question, who's telling the truth here? To help us dissect all of it, please welcome our favorite body language expert who spent 18 years as an investigator with federal law enforcement. We love her. And also, she is the CEO of the Body Language Institute, Janine Driver.
Janine! Hello, everybody.
Great to see you.
Yes, and we have to get right into it. You know,
I can be back. Let's go. Let's go.
Let's do it. Okay, so we just heard from both Gwyneth and Terry. Really quickly, flat out, who's telling the truth? Talk to us.
All right, Gwyneth Paltrow is talking past tense. She's using hand gestures. They're called illustrators to tell a story. When she's talking about how she felt internally, like was this groaning, was someone trying to do something sexually to her? She's gesturing to herself, which is congruent with someone telling you how they were feeling. When she's talking about the accident itself, her hand gestures are coming out towards us, indicative of someone telling the truth, these outward gestures. So right here, she's coming across as telling the truth. Now, Terry's very interesting. He's starting to talk about this crowd, which makes me think in my world, it's called offering evidence before it's asked. Maybe when he hit Gwyneth, he was trying to avoid that crowd, didn't pay attention, and then went in. I feel like it's a little bit of a smoking gun right here.
Yeah, that whole crowd situation was very strange. Janine, we got to talk about the prosecution's lawyer, Kristen Van Orman. Oh my goodness. We got a couple clips to show you. So up first, take a look. It's when she's asking Gwyneth about Taylor Swift. Okay, watch with us.
And I asked you as well, you learned about that through Taylor Swift because she asked for $1 in symbolic damages, right?
And I think I said at that point I had not been familiar with it, but I since am.
Now you are.
Yes.
But at the time, a couple years ago in 2020, you didn't know anything about Taylor Swift's $1 symbolic damage lawsuit?
I was not aware at the time.
Okay. Are you good friends with Taylor Swift?
No.
All right, there's also this portion, Janine, where she asked Gwyneth about what she was wearing and her height. It all is so bizarre. Take a look.
May I ask how tall you are?
I'm just under 5'10".
Okay, I am so jealous.
I think I'm shrinking though.
You and me both. I have to wear 4-inch heels just to make it to 5'5".
Well,
so
they're very nice.
Oh, thank you.
What is your take on this?
What? First of all, I need a special with you guys. Let's talk about her tone of voice. Our tone of voice goes up when we are surrounded by people who are more powerful than us. If Oprah Winfrey came in, am I going to say, hey, DBL, my friend Oprah's here. She wants to say hi. No, I'm going to be like, oh, my God, my friend Oprah's here.
Yeah.
Everybody, Oprah, come on in. When our tone goes up, which is what we're hearing from this attorney, she's totally fangirling. If you're in a meeting and you notice your tone goes up, especially if you're a woman surrounded by men, I'm from law enforcement, retired, a woman surrounded by men. If my tone went up, I'm like, sister, pull it together, bring that tone down.
Smart.
Tone going up is great when you're just, stopping a fight. Hey, everyone, let's get along. Like me, right? So that's what we're hearing here. By the way, Terry, when he's on the stand today, is getting eaten alive by Gwyneth Paltrow's lawyers right now. His eyes are closing quite a bit, and this is worry, dislike, and concern. He's got a lot of hot spots going on. I believe Gwyneth's telling the truth. Out of my years of experience training the CIA, the FBI, Scotland Yard Police, I think part of his story is simply just fabricated. Maybe he's told it so many times he believes it, but there's a lot of hot spots here. And by the way, Gwyneth herself is stressed. She does this thing with her tongue inside of her mouth. That tongue in the cheek is relieving stress, high tension. So she's stressed too, but listen to her tone. It is low. It is consistent. She is conveying. Truthful people convey. Liars try to convince. Where do we hear Terry try to convince us? Absolutely not. Absolutely. No one helped me. You know what? I believe he believes no one asked if he was okay. But how come he doesn't have that kind of determination when he's talking about the incident? Because he knows that part's truthful, so he's overcompensating on the truthful part, which he believes no one asked him if he's okay. He's overselling it because it's the only thing I think he believes is true.
Fascinating.
It is fascinating. I love having you on, Janine, and it looks so cozy where you are, by the way. But a lot of people, you were just talking about Gwyneth on the stand, and a lot of people are kind of mocking her. I think this is an open shut case, but this doesn't look good. Take a look at her testimony. Let's watch.
And he has deterred you from enjoying the rest of what was a very expensive vacation.
Well, I lost half a day of skiing.
Wow, that was embarrassing.
You know, there's something similar happened years ago when there was the big oil spill. The CEO of that company was like, you know what? I had golf to go to. And he was like out golfing. And this is one of the reasons I think she's not coming across as very likable. Paula Deen didn't settle outside of court. She went to court. It cost her a lot of trouble. I think this is going to hurt her personal brand a little bit. She's not coming across as likable. She's coming across. By the way, oftentimes you'll see her, not on the stand, but when she's with her attorneys, literally her nose is in the air as if she's looking down her nose at us. It's hurting her personal brand. But people who like her and buy her stuff or goopy stuff probably love this little elitist thing.
Yes, exactly.
I'm not one of them.
No, me neither. But let me ask you this, because you brought up some of the body language that Gwyneth does, like with the tongue and the lips. So we do have footage of that. I want to show the footage to our viewers since you brought it up. And then I would love if you just elaborate why that is so telling to you.
Well, this is kind of a double-edged sword, so I'm glad that you're showing it to me. So this happens, by the way, Rachel Ray does this when she's stressed just on her show, introducing guests. We all do this move. So it's relieving tension. It's called the high-level pacifier. The higher the pacifier, the more stress and anxiety. So I say the higher the hold, more anxiety is told. When our tongue gets inside our mouth like that, it's relieving high stress and tension. But here's the deal. People who are hiding information and think they're getting away with something also do this move. So it's up to you, you know, half a dozen of this and 6 of this. Which one do you think it is?
It could have been some of her bone broth, like stuck in her. No, I'm just kidding.
I was going to say, I do that when I have food. So.
Yeah, right.
Janine, thank you so much for your expert analysis, as always. For everyone at home, you can learn more about what body language really means by checking out Janine's TikTok. It's fascinating at Body Language Institute.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Bye, everybody. Bye, everyone at home.
Take care.